The exhibition here is about 4 or 5 pieces of work, but they are actually about the same theme, which is about genetic engineering. There's benefits, but I think there's a downside. So the work is really responding to what I think is happening with nature and how we're engineering nature more and more to the point where I feel there's something quite ominous about the whole process. One behind is called Wound. It's really referencing the idea of First Nations, and I know there's lots of cultural issues in Canada. Territorial issues I know are quite sensitive, so it's really a kind of a throwaway argument about that. You can see the deeper side about it. It's obviously a sexual connotation, that's intended as well. This one's called Feed, and it's really my feelings about the food industry. I feel there's a kind of mechanical process now where animals are produced, manufactured and fed on to supply the world with its need for meat and all the other things that go with it. The reason for the plumbing really is to suggest that this stuff is this blood, if you like, or this fuel is being fed into our system very mechanically, and the process of this, I think, is starting to show its wear and tear on the world itself. That's called livestock. Animals, obviously cows and sheep and the rest of those things we produce in order to, again, for the food industry. But I feel more and more that these things are being genetically enhanced. They're being manipulated, not always for the good. So the idea of using the hay stacks, we call them hay stacks in England, with the neon on top, is to suggest this kind of genetic form being produced on farms. Yeah, I kind of used to look at a lot of the old photographs of hunters when they were standing there next to these large beasts that they've slain, feeling quite proud of themselves, and it always kind of nauseated me how disgusting that was. So this is a kind of simple comment about what we suggest might be a trophy. The piece is called Trophy, and it's simply an LED line going through ram horns, the male sheep. Again, very simple installation, but to kind of reassess what we consider to be a trophy. Light has a special kind of quality anyway, and I think once you apply light to different mediums, it has a different connotation. For instance, when you put it on copper, you have a very kind of reflective process, same with glass. But when you do that with animal horn, it has a different kind of quality. I think there's a sensuousness, it's probably the wrong word, but there's a sensuousness that's really quite eerie, because obviously, you know, it's an animal product, but you have this light that evolves on it. The same would apply with the hay. I mean, I get the feeling that it's actually a flame, that it's actually burning. Obviously it's not, but that's the feeling you get. So that I deliberately put these mediums together to get different emotive qualities. There's a saying, you know, look at the writing on the wall. So this is a kind of, for me, it's a kind of warning, not just for anybody that sees it, but for myself really, because I'm part of that process, we all are. I like works to have the ability to let people think and let their imagination ride, so hopefully they'll enjoy it.